Welcome to this new video. This time we're going to continue with our CEH preparation courses or classes, and this time we're going to cover module number 7, and that is malware threats. The good thing about this module is that if you've been into technology for some time, you're going to be able to identify a lot of these terms, and it's going to be easier for you to even memorize them. If you have not been into IT for some time, well, you have to do some memorization here. Make sure that you know these terms for your exam, that you know the differences between a virus, a worm, a Trojan. I'm not going to read all of them because it's going to take forever, but you could see it in here. Make sure you understand what spyware and adware is, right? Like the differences between one and the other, and definitely rootkit, because I've been taking security tests since forever, and they always throw you a rootkit questions or more than one question in the exam. Know what keyloggers are, especially this when it comes to the different type of malware. Polymorphic malware, right? That is malware that changes its code to evade detections. You may get questions like what kind of malware an attacker uses to bypass the antivirus, something like that. So make sure that if you see one of the options is polymorphic, that you know what that is. And then you also have fileless malware. This is a fairly new concept that is, it's not something that's been around since forever. It's like the new type of malware evolutions that you see now that resides in memory, leaving no traces on the disk because everything is on memory. And once you shut the computer down, and by memory it is specifically talking about random access memory. Then you have logic bomb, phishing emails, malvertising. This is a fairly new thing they threw in there. Drive-by downloads. This is one of those concepts that doesn't make any sense in practice, but they want you to know. Anyway, just make sure you revise these concepts and that you know them, because they are going to ask you questions over and over on that, right? That's the whole concept of certified ethical hacker. Now, once you get your certified ethical hacker certification, you want to do the hands-on exam. That is more fun than just memorizing things, right? And then once you get the hands-on, I believe they call it master, then you could do CPENT, or you could do for offensive security any other higher security certification. But anyway, just make sure you know that for your exam, and let's review a couple of multiple choice questions that I prepare for you guys right here. So the first question, what is the primary goal of malware? Remember, something that I always tell people, malware is just a software, right? It just so happens that what the malware is going to do is going to be detrimental to the target, right? But it's just a software. So the primary goal is to perform malicious actions on a systems. That's for you. For the hacker is to, get something that they were not going to get otherwise. Which of the following type of malwares replicate itself and spread to other systems? This has been around since forever. That is a worm. What is the purpose of ransomware, right? And that is, if you read this, to encrypt files and demand payment. That's the whole concept of ransom, to demand something for something else. How does a Trojan horse differ from a virus? I told you that you're going to be getting a lot of these questions. Is that Trojans disguise themselves as legitimate software while viruses attached to files. So you do need to know this, right? Because you're going to get questions on that over and over. Which type of malware is designed to steal users' credentials silently? And that is a spyware. And I believe that I have a couple of videos on my channel on how to detect and how to analyze and how to safely deal with malware, and you can use services like AnyRun or different virtual machines for that. You can also use VirusTotal to identify whether a file is infected or not. So just go through the videos in my channels to put a concept to this knowledge that you are gaining here, which in this case is all conceptual. 6, what is a botnet and how it is used in cyber attacks? So that is a network of infected devices used to coordinate attacks. Pretty much that's what that's what a botnet is, and it's something used to conduct distributed denial of services and things of that nature, or that type of attack. What is the primary difference between a virus and a worm and a virus? There you have. I'm not going to answer that for you. Make sure that if you have any questions about the answers that I'm not providing, let me know. I used to go through each question and provide the answer. Now let me know if you need the answers, and if you guys do, I'll put them in the video description. How do rootkits evade detection on a compromised systems? That's a pretty good question. Which type of malware encrypt files and demands payment for decryption? Actually, we just went over that, so there it is. What is the primary function of a spyware? We went over that. How does adware typically operate on a user's systems? This is a good question. And, don't overthink it, right? Like, remember that when you're taking a test, don't overthink things. Just use your common sense if you don't know the answer right away. But, obviously it's going to be by displaying advertisement. That's what adware does. What is the purpose of keyloggers in a malware attack? Oh, that is a good question. Which type of malware disguises itself as legitimate software? I believe we mentioned that a couple of minutes ago. How do fileless malware attacks differ from traditional malware attacks? This is pretty good, and fileless are things that happened, as I mentioned, in memory. They are not written to disk. What is a polymorphic virus and why is it challenging to detect? This is a good one. What is the purpose of a logic bomb in a system, right? So what do you think is to execute malicious actions? Which malware type uses macros in documents to execute malicious code? I mean, if you have macros enabled on documents, by default, then that is a problem right there. What is the role of command and control center server in botnet operations? And how does a ransomware typically propagate through the network? And I'm just going to pause here for 1 second because this could go in many different ways. But the only option that makes sense here is through phishing emails and malicious links. Out of these options, this is the only one that makes sense. What is a cryptojacker and what does it target? That is a good question. How do attackers use malvertising to deliver malware? Oh, this is something that is happening a lot nowadays. What is the primary target of phishing emails containing malware? Which type of malware is most commonly used in advanced persistent threats or APTs? Make sure you know these terms for that. And that's going to be something that's always going to stay there no matter what, and it's going to be hard to detect. And I'm going to give you the answer. That's going to be rootkits. How can antivirus software detect known malwares on systems? There are many different ways for this to work, like how is it going to detect it. There are many different ways that it could be detected. You have to select the best option out of these choices you have, and that's going to be by using signature databases and heuristics. And what role do zero-day exploits played in spreading malware, right? And these are good questions, and I'm going to leave it an answer so you provide the answer. So I didn't provide all the answers because I find it that, sometimes you guys want to give it a shot, and then if you feel that you don't know the answer or that you are super confused about one of the questions, feel free to reply back in the comment sections and I can reply back with the answer and a brief explanation. And again, some of these questions you may agree or disagree with me, and it's totally fine. Even in the exam, you may answer a question that you know for a fact that is 100% right, and they mark it as wrong. It happens all the time. Don't sweat it. Just make sure you know the topics, that you are comfortable with the knowledge, and most importantly, that you develop experience and hands-on experience if you want to go into cybersecurity. So thank you for watching this video. If you're finding these videos useful, let me know in the comment section. Right? I post videos about so many different cybersecurity topics, but I decided to create this series on CEH for those who want to take that exam as a stepping stone into cybersecurity. I just want to make sure that people are benefiting from this content and that, is something that is useful to you. Anyway, so thank you for watching. Click on the like button, consider subscribing to the channel, and if you know of anyone who can benefit from this information, please share these videos as well. I'll talk to you on the next video. Bye.